Let's talk about something quite fun today. The Scrum Master as an impediment remover. This got to be one of the most common questions I get from my viewers, my clients, you watching. How do I remove impediments as a Scrum Master? Well, you don't. You don't. Contrary to popular belief, the Scrum Master does not remove impediments, and this is what we are going to talk about in this video. First off, let's define an impediment. An impediment is anything that keeps the team from getting work done and slows down the velocity of the team. Now, the Scrum Master, impediment remover. Where does this come from? Why is this statement so popular? Let's have a look at the Scrum Guide. According to the Scrum Guide 2020, the Scrum Master serves the Scrum team in several ways, including causing the removal of impediments to the Scrum team's progress. Not removing impediments, causing the removal of impediments. Quite different. Sometimes the Scrum Master can remove impediments. Other times, someone else in the team can remove these impediments. There's nothing in the Scrum Guide that says that a Scrum Master should be removing all these impediments. That all impediments should be redirected to the Scrum Master because the Scrum Master is an impediment remover. It's quite common seeing that in teams. It shouldn't be the case. The person, the Scrum Master, is just causing the removal of these impediments. In short, helping, supporting the team to remove these impediments, ensuring that the team doesn't work around these impediments, ignoring these impediments and work around these impediments. Nope. The Scrum Master should be causing the removal of impediments. Let's have a look at some common impediments and how to remove them. First, a team member is sick, took a leave, maybe an unplanned leave. This can be considered an impediment because it's slowing down the velocity of the team. Should the Scrum Master be removing this impediment? If yes, why? Let's quickly look at the role of a Scrum Master in the Scrum Guide. As per the Scrum Guide 2020, the Scrum Master serves the Scrum team in several ways, including coaching the team members in self-management and cross-functionality. Basically, the Scrum Master coaches the team so that the team can choose their own destiny, decide what to build, what kind of product, what kind of service, what kind of feature to build, how to build the product, and who builds the product in the team. No one is making these decisions for them. Now, if a team is cross-functional, self-managed, self-organized, why does the team need the Scrum Master to remove impediments? They should be able to remove the impediments themselves. They are self-organized, they are self-managed, they are cross-functional. It's up to the team to deal with this impediment if they really feel that it's an impediment slowing down their work. It's up to them. You can support them, you can help them deal with it, but they should be handling this issue themselves. A cool way, an easy way to handle this issue is in the sprint planning. You should already know that these things are happening in the sprint. They're gonna happen in the sprint. So add a fudge factor for unknowns, uncertainties. A sort of 10% maybe of a sprint goes into unknowns, so you take less story points in the next sprint because you already know some issues gonna happen, like environment issues, people going on unplanned leaves and all that. That's a good way to deal with these kinds of issues. Number two, the license of a tool is expired. If a team is using this tool to do actual work, bringing them closer to the sprint goal, they should have dealt with that in the backlog refinement. They should have known that this tool would have to be used in the actual sprint and dealt with a license prior to even it being expired. But that's not always possible. So if in the case that the license is expired, during the sprint, slowing them down, slowing velocity, cutting down velocity, preventing them from reaching the sprint goal, it's their issue, impacting the team. Self-managed team, they deal with it. You can support them, you can help them, but they should be dealing with this issue. Number three, non-availability of a product owner to clarify issues, give details on user stories, tasks, the vision, the roadmap. If the product owner is not available for the team, the team should be able to deal with that because they are self-managed, they are self-organized. And if a team can't deal with that, it's clearly someone not doing their role as expected. It should be treated like any other employee not doing their role as expected. I don't know the process in your company, but it usually goes through the human resources department. Follow the process and maybe get this person a warning or even fired. Number 4, lack of skills of certain developers. Maybe a new developer joined the team, and when someone new joins the team, obviously this person will need help. And when other developers are helping this person, they can't work on other stories. The velocity will drop. It's normal. But if it's an impediment, if the team considers it's an impediment because they didn't plan for that, they should be handling the impact of this impediment or issue. You can support them, you can help them and ensure that they find a long-term solution for that also. Number 5, server crashed. There's environment issues. What's the impact of that? Maybe the impact is that it's slowing down the developers. They can't develop. The environment is not available. The development team is impacted by that. They are self-managed. They should be handling this situation. And it's also a technical situation. They understand the environment. They understand the issue. Or they can work with another team to fix this issue. Why would the Scrum Master be involved in that? The Scrum Master is not technical. I hope so that you're not technical. You shouldn't be making technical decisions. You're a Scrum Master, you're a coach, you're a teacher. Agile and Scrum, not technical things. Let technical people talk. Don't get involved in that. Number 6, dependencies. Being dependent on another team or another person outside the team. Again, the team should have known this in the backlog refinement, in the sprint planning, that they would need this person or this other team to develop something or to provide something. If they didn't do that, and there's an issue now in the sprint because they need this thing to work, it's an impediment which needs to be resolved by a self-managed team. Why would you be involved in that? You can help them, you can support them, but you're still a middle person in that. Let them talk together. Don't get involved. Are you seeing a common theme here with these impediments? I'm seeing a common theme. There's an impediment, there's an issue which can be resolved by the team. It impacts the team, they can resolve it, they are self-managed. But there's this belief that the Scrum Master should be resolving these impediments, removing these impediments. Why do we need to add someone in the middle? Why can't the team deal with that themselves? Now, another argument is that the Scrum Master should be removing impediments which the team can't remove. Sounds logical, but let's quickly go through how a Scrum team works. First, you do the sprint planning. In the sprint planning, the team decides together how many story points to take, what features to build, and they commit on a plan. And also a sprint goal. The sprint goal is the ultimate goal of a sprint. In the sprint, when the sprint starts, everything done in the sprint gets the team closer to the sprint goal. Everything done in the sprint should be to get the team closer to the sprint goal. An impediment, the definition of an impediment is slowing down the team. So an impediment is slowing down or keeping the team, preventing the team from getting closer to the sprint goal. What kind of impediment? Keeping the team from reaching the sprint goal can't be resolved by the team. The team is self-managed. The team is self-organized. They should be working only on things related to the sprint goal. What can happen in a team during a sprint that is not related to the sprint goal? That is an impediment that can't be resolved by the team in themselves. Doesn't make any sense. That can't happen. Most of the time when I hear that the Scrum Master should be an impediment remover, when a client tells me, my company is telling me to remove all these impediments, I'm a Scrum Master, what do I do? It's usually a problem with the company. The company thinks that the Scrum Master is someone of authority, someone who maybe the team reports to, like a project manager or any kind of manager, maybe someone with authority on other teams also. That's not the case. The Scrum Master is a servant leader. The Scrum Master is a coach, a teacher. The team should be able to handle the situation themselves without the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master can help, can support the team, obviously. And most important thing here is to ensure that the team doesn't work around this impediment, but the team handles these impediments for long-term thinking. The Scrum Master can help with that, but it's not mandatory. A self-organized and self-managed team should be able to do that themselves without the Scrum Master. So if you're a Scrum Master listening, Instead of focusing on removing impediments, focus on making the team, coaching the team, teaching the team, on being more self-managed, on being more self-organized. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.